Hi, I'm Serge. I'm an alcoholic addict. My dry date is January 4th of 2017. I was asked to do this to talk about what it was before, during, and now. And what I want to talk about is that when I was growing up, my parents were both alcoholics, and it was an everyday thing in my life. And growing up, I always felt like I was alone. Parents separated when they were young, when I was young, and just felt alone a lot. And parents were always, my mom was always gone. And it was, yeah, didn't feel right. And so I grew up that way. And later on in life, I ended up getting a job and doing my thing. And alcoholism and drug addiction started when I was about 13 years old. I got into it. And it took me a long time. It took me about till the age of 35 before I decided to do something about it. But it took a long time for to get to that point. Even though my parents both in the program in recovery and trying to help me, I was blind. I was blind by recovery. I didn't know what it was all about, and I didn't really want to be like my parents. So I went on my own route, down my own path, and I started exploring with different types of drugs, and marijuana became my daily thing. I couldn't go without from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed, and that's just how my life was for a long time. I was drinking on weekends, and my weekend drinking became a daily thing also, and I was powerless over alcohol and drugs. And my life became unmanageable, and it was just taking me down a path that I couldn't really see, and that was going down a path of downhill. And ended up getting married, having kids, thinking that having kids and getting married would be a change of life, like things that would make me stop doing what I was doing. And if anything, it got worse. And I ended up losing my wife, my house, and I went on a pretty good bender for a bit, and woke up one day and realized that I had a problem, and I wasn't going to lose my kids, nor my life, or my job, or anything like that. So I decided to seek help, and I went to my parents' house and ended up getting some help. And within 5 days of asking for help, I was in a treatment center. And one of the best things I ever done for myself to this day. I went to treatment, and in treatment I was told that the reason why I am the way I am is because I never loved myself. Therefore, I couldn't love my wife nor my kids, and that was the toughest thing I ever heard somebody say to me, and that was from my counselor. And you know what? It was the best thing that I ever got told to me. Sitting and thinking about it, it's true. I never did love myself, and I never did love them. And it's sad to say, but it's the truth. And 35 years of not loving yourself, all the guilt and the shame and the remorse and the selfishness and self-centeredness and all that, it all comes up. And when all that guilt and shame and everything was happening, I numbed the pain by drinking and drugging. And because if I would have loved myself, things would have been different back then. And so once I got told that, I had to admit that I really didn't know how to love, and I never loved myself. And it took a long time, because every time I looked in the mirror, it wasn't the person I wanted to see. took a long time to start loving myself and realize, if I did love my wife, why did I do the things I did? And if I loved my kids, why am I sitting in a treatment center and doing this to them, And so I couldn't give or receive love because I never loved myself. And today, that's a big thing that I need to keep working on, and I do, and I see the change in my children's lives. Like they're happy today. They have a dad. My mom, my dad, they have a son. My brother's got a brother. My friends have a true friend today, and it all starts with honesty. I had to be honest with myself and admit that I had a problem. And you know what? Being like my parents is okay. Being sick is okay. There is a solution. There is people that will love me unconditionally when I can't love myself. And that was in recovery.
Serge, do you remember the day that you woke up and you decided to get help? Do you remember what you were doing that day or that night before?
I was higher than a kite, that's for sure. And I did some drinking, I did some drugging, and I was stuck in self-pity. I just didn't know what my life was going to be. Right? I was depressed. I was like I lost everything, and but that morning, the morning I woke up, it was like a lightning bolt that hit me. And they say in the big book, Alcoholics Anonymous, there's a lightning bolt, and I do believe that happened to me because I woke up and admitted that I had a problem the minute I woke up and opened up my eyes. And but the nice thing about it was I did something about it.
And you did 12-step program?
I did a 12-step program, yes, correct. To this day, those people gave me some hope, made me not feel alone because they're lying. They think like I think, and that's where the hope came in, and and it's okay not to be okay. And it took me a while to realize that, but 12-step program has changed my life, but I had to be honest with myself, therefore honest with others, and that's where I'm at now.
What was the hardest part about getting clean, like going through your steps, or was it just stopping using, or was it?
Hardest part was just to admit that I had a problem. All these 35 years of saying, or since I was 13 till I was 35, so that's 22 years of saying I don't have a problem, even though I was getting told I had a problem. So admitting that I had a problem was the toughest thing. Doing my steps, once I got past step one, I was powerless and my life was unmanageable. Admitting that, things got better, and getting to one of our steps is step 4, doing an inventory of yourself. I actually like that part because it was putting it on paper, making that small now, right? Because alcoholics, we take something small and blow it up. And when I put it on paper and then worked on it with my sponsor, it showed me my character defects, what type of person I was, and I really wanted to change. So by putting it on paper and talking about it, and getting to know my character defects, that was my opportunity to say, you know what, this is what you got to work on in life. You're not going to be perfect, but it's progress, not perfection, and that's huge. You get to one day at a time. I get to keep working on myself and not having to use or drug or drink. Like, to me, that's things happen in life. We live life on life's terms. People are going to die. Things happen, but we have to go through it.
Do you have what's your biggest lesson you've learned since getting sober on this road to getting sober?
Oh, my biggest lesson is just be honest with yourself, be honest with others. Life is what you make it, right? And if you want change, you can change. And don't let anybody, put you down because you've done better for yourself. I've lost a lot of friends, and I still lose friends, but the friends that I do have today are true friends, and they're on this road with me, in this path. And you have to do this for yourself. You really got to do this for yourself. It's not going to work if you're doing it, to save your family or because you're court ordered or anything like that. You need to do this yourself, and that was my biggest lesson. Is you're not going to save your marriage by going to treatment. You need to do this for yourself, or you'll never recover. And so it's been a journey. It's been a good journey though, because I can remember what I did yesterday, and I wake up and feel good today. And so the biggest lesson is just keep trucking. Living life on life's terms. Things are going to happen, but let them happen, and believe that there's a power greater than yourself out there, because I played God for 35 years and it got me nowhere. And so I give my will up every morning and I thank him at night, and that's just what I have to do to go for another day, right? I only have today, and that's the beauty of it. Because when I start thinking about the past, it brings depression, and if I think about the future, it brings anxiety. So if I could live in today, I'm okay.
Finally here, if somebody was looking to get sober, do you have any advice on what they should do?
Yeah, so biggest thing is as alcoholics, addicts, we like to hold everything in and bottle it up, and we don't want to talk, and we isolate and stuff, and that's the last thing you want to do. You want to talk it out, because if not, you're just a ticking time bomb. Either you're going down 6 feet, or you're gonna rise above and help others to recover, because that's what it's all about. It's not about me. It's not about you. We're on this journey together, and like I always say, it's a same boat, just a different paddle. We all got a different paddle, meaning we all got different stories, but they all end up being the same. That's where we're powerless and our life was unmanageable. But we're gonna paddle through this, right? So join a 12-step program, get a sponsor, listen and do what you're told. We're not here to guide you, we're here to help you, and help you on this beautiful journey called life. But try not to isolate, try to get it out and talk it out, and feel comfortable with somebody that you can talk to, right? And just first step is be honest, right? And if you can have a little bit of faith, it's gonna be a beautiful journey for you. If you want help, the help is there, but it's up to you to do that. And we can't hold your hand, we can't force you. And we hope that our stories will help you to find help if you need the help, or we hope that you can follow this path of a beautiful life.